Hey y'all, welcome back to Tampa Touring. I'm going to talk a little bit about my 2022 CVO Road Glide Limited. Coffee. And what's been done to it. I know, some of you are going, you bought a CVO. Why would you do anything to it? You know, the CVO is the bike for the pretentious prick. Okay, whatever. I've done things to it to make it suit me. I'm 6'1". I prefer a little higher bar, a little less pullback on them. I don't like Road Glide handlebars whatsoever. Road Glide handlebars to me just have way too much pullback. You're at an awkward position on your wrists. It's just not comfortable for long riding. And if you think that I don't ride my bike, like a lot of CVO owners don't, this bike currently, I got it in April of 2022, and it is now December, I don't know, whatever, December 19th, 18th, something like that. Let's see if we can get in on the mileage. There's the Odo. Okay, 10,532 miles since April. We can do the math. And, you know, April to December, April, May, June, July, whatever, right? 8 months, basically, ish. And I've got 10,000 miles on it already. This is not my first CVO. I actually had a 2013 CVO. Then I went to a 2018 Ultra Limited. The 13 was an Ultra Limited CVO model with 110 twin cam. Nice bike. I went to the 2018. I wanted the water heads, the wet heads. Why, I don't know. I just wanted the cooler running heads as opposed to the oil cooler. Okay. So what's been done? Well, I took the CVO seat, nice seat, right? Not as comfortable to me as the seat that I took, that I had on my 2013 CVO that came from the factory, was the heated hammock seat. So when I got my 2018, I love that hammock seat. I could ride all day with that seat. And I've done 1,000-mile days with a hammock seat. It's great. So I did is I bought a hammock seat for my 2018. When I got rid of my 2018, I took and put the stock seat on because it was an anniversary paint job, so it had the blue stitching and all that happy horseshit. So I took that seat off, put the stock seat on, and then actually put the hammock seat that off of the 18 onto the 2022. So, yep, we don't have the stock seat. We've got the hammock seat. Works just for me. It makes me happy. And it makes my ass happy. And a happy ass is a long riding day's ass. Right? If you've ever tried to ride a stock street glide seat for any, 8 hours, good luck. Your ass is numb. The hammock seat doesn't have that problem. It's a very comfortable seat. I highly recommend it. Now, I didn't go with a heated seat this time. Since, I had the 2013, I moved to Florida. You need maybe a heated seat, well, like Monday morning. It's going to be about 45 degrees when I go to work. And so, yeah, the heated seat would be nice, but, my ass isn't going to freeze that bad, right? I'll put my chaps on. Yeah, no. Anyways, what else has been done? Well, these bars. These are KST. I don't think I can get in on the logo very well in there, but that's KST. These are KST Pathfinder bars. These are adjustable. You can set, with these set screws, you can move these uppers wherever you want the pullback to be. I don't have a whole lot of pullback on them. I like less pullback. I like a straighter bar. Give you an idea, we'll talk about this elephant in the room shortly. But these bars, same thing. These got a little bit more pullback than those do, but I like a bar without a lot of pullback. All right. So that was that. Other than that, the mirrors, cables, everything else, grips, the heated grips, hand controls, everything else is stock on that. The CVOs come with the illuminated hand controls, which I put on my 2018. That one, this paint started rubbing off on these pretty bad. So we'll see how these actually hold up compared to what was on my 2018. What else has been done? This brake lever. Look at the angle of that brake lever. Notice how it's a lot shallower as opposed to the stock brake lever, which is way up here. This is a soft brake lever. What I also have on here is, this is actually, I took the lever off my 2018 and put the stock lever back on. This is the lever off my 2018. And I have 1-inch extensions on the floorboards. So the bolts have, I don't know if I can actually get in on that. So there's a 1-inch spacer on front and rear that move these floorboards out a little bit. So you can see how much further away they are from the exhaust than what your stock floorboards are. That makes it a whole lot more comfortable as well. Okay. So that's that. Air cleaner, stock, that's going to change. I'm actually going to take this air cleaner, which is, I put the K&N filter into it, but I'm going to take this air cleaner, I'm going to put the one that's actually open here in the front, draws more air in. Okay. What you don't see is what's behind that air cleaner. What behind that air cleaner is, instead of the stock throttle body, there is a 64mm throttle body behind that. Still has the stock injectors in there, 4.3s. I did not see a reason to go with the 5.2s or anything like that, because the duty cycle was not getting to the point where it was running over 80% duty cycle. I do have a tuner on it. It has the Dynojet tuner. That is going to come off my bars very shortly, and we're going to talk about things that have been done. Also, what's different that you can't see, inside that cam chest is a Zippers 46 redshift cam. It's a torque cam. I know 117 CVO motors, or the 117s come with the Harley's torque cam. Yes, they come with Harley's EPA compliant torque cam. I didn't think that cam had enough oomph. I did have this exact same cam in my 2018 107 Limited. Love the cam. Great. I think the thing had plenty of balls. Sorry, need coffee. Still early. It's only like noon. Yeah, that's early. So that cam, now I did keep, and I know somebody's going to say, well, you're an idiot because you were already in there. Why didn't you replace the cam plate and the pump? It has a stock cam plate. It has a stock pump. I know. So I had some issues getting this thing tuned, right? So I got a CAN map, and I know CAN maps aren't as good as a dyno tuned map. I know that. I have a CAN map. Could not get the thing to idle right. You know, setting it to 950 where I'd like to have it idling, I couldn't get it to idle smooth, stay there. It would drop out. The thing would be running at, you know, it's a Lopey cam, so it's going to bounce a little bit. But when it would bounce down to 700, practically stall, and then come back to where it was, that was a problem. To me, at that point, I was like, all right, I'm done with this, and I'm going to have to go take this thing to get dyno tuned. So, where did I go take dyno tuning? Well, here in Florida, I would highly recommend these people, right? You go to Blockhead Garage, Blockhead Moto. They're the head tech there, Chris, 25-year master tech for Harley Davidson. The guy's phenomenal when it comes to tuning. This bike has RDRS on it. And we're going to do another video about RDRS and what my personal thoughts are on RDRS. But those are just my thoughts, right? We'll talk about that another time. He tuned this thing. It is an absolute frickin' monster screamer now. I can't believe the throttle response. I actually looked at his tune that he has on this bike compared to the stock tune. He really didn't play with timing. He didn't really play with the lambda values, right? He did, yeah. He took them down a little bit, right? It's still within stock O2 sensor, narrowband sensors, right? When he does these, he puts wide bands on them and he tunes them properly. He also basically nullified the torque table. If you've ever rode a bike with RDRS or torque tables on it, like the newer ones, 21s, 22s, or whenever RDRS started coming out and the torque tables were a big thing, I would hit on this bike, I would hit the wall on a torque table. You'd run it up and you'd feel it. It would go, and it would just kind of glide out, right? Like this is as far on this RPM, this gear, that I'm going to let you have that much torque. I won't go into the details of what the table looks like. That is something you really need to do, is to work with your tuner on. I'm not going to go into any trade secrets or anything like that. So don't ask me, well, what did he do? I'm not going to tell you, right? This is the man's livelihood. Go get it done. They're just north of Orlando. So if you're in Florida, take it to them. Really, take it, drop it off, pick it up a couple days later. You will not believe what Chris can do to a bike and getting it running. Absolutely phenomenal. I would not trade this thing for the world now. It absolutely screams. So that's about all I've done besides to make that flow. Looks like stock pipes, because there is a full sack head pipe on this, so it's cat delete, but uses the stock heat shields. And then we have the Tab Performance mufflers. These things have the zombie baffles in them. They are not for the faint of heart. If you don't like a loud bike, these are not the baffles for you. If you don't want to run your radio at high volume going down the highway, these are not the mufflers for you. These things are freaking loud. Right? Now, I'm sure we can actually take a gander at this on a cold start. But I can tell you that the mic is going to absolutely make it sound like crap. But this is just to give you an idea, okay? Make sure we're neutral. We are. All right, let's fire it. Say that again. That right now is probably distorted as all hell. We'll see when we get to editing the video, but yeah, they're loud. So that's what it is. It's pipes, stock trans, stock injectors, stock oil pump, stock cam plate, new cam, head pipe, mufflers, bars, brake lever, spacers for the floorboard, and the best of all, a tune from Chris at Blockhead Moto. So I honestly can't say enough about Chris's capabilities. The guy's just absolutely outstanding. He even took the time to have a little chat with me after when I went and picked up the bike. The guy is just phenomenal. Great guy, personality wise and everything. He's willing to talk to you about what you're trying to do. They're not just going to go and throw, oh yeah, you need this. No, it depends on what you do and how you ride and what you're looking for, right? He exceeded my expectations. I can't say enough. I am so much happier with Evil now. She's fought me on so many things. She even fought them. Trying to get the bung plugs out of the O2, out of the wideband O2, the 18mm sensor ports on the pipe. They broke an Allen wrench trying to get the things loose. I guess I over-torqued them or something. I don't think I put Loctite on them, because that's not what you do. You don't put Loctite on the bungs, because you want to put 18mm on it. You're going to need to. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have the 18mm wideband O2 sensor kit that Dynojet has for the Power Vision. Problem is, this ECU is Strat 28. Strategy 28, their wideband sensor setup is not compatible with it yet. So they've said that. They found that it wasn't compatible with Strat 28. If you got Strat 27, you're good. You got Strat 28, not so good. Right? And, by the way, Chris is one of the few people, I think, in this country right now that are actually tuning 2022s with Strat 28. 21s, 22s have a different cable for the diagnostic port. And there's a few other nuances with it. I don't know all the details on it, so don't ask. But Chris is just absolutely phenomenal. So with that, those are the changes to Evil, my 2022 Road Glide Limited CVO. And hopefully we're going to have many, many more happy miles to it. I started out, I'm going to do a little discussion at some point here about my feelings between a road glide, between the, the shark nose and the batwing fairings, because I think there is a difference. I think having ridden both and having, ridden batwing fairings since 2013, and then 2022 having the first time I've had a road glide. So there is some difference. We're going to talk about those in another time. So until then, ride fast, take chances. See ya.